Good morning, everyone. We will learn two important literary terms or poetic devices. Number one is apostrophe, and number two is anaphora. Okay, these are very small but so important from examination point of view. Okay, try to understand one by one. Number one is apostrophe. What is apostrophe? Apostrophe is a short, passionate, and direct address to an inanimate object, as if it were present and capable of responding. That is, when a character in a literary work speaks to an object, an idea, or someone who does not exist physically at that particular moment is known as apostrophe. Try to understand this. The inanimate object or the absent object in that particular moment may be the nature, the god, a dead person, absent person, an abstract idea, or any other thing. Okay, so when we go through some examples, then we will understand it better. For example, number one, busy old fool, unruly son, why dost thou thus? Through window and through curtains call on us. This is a stanza from the poem Sunrising by John Donne. Here, the speaker speaks to the sun. Okay, he addresses the sun as old, fool, unruly. Okay, so here, this particular uh, stanza or this particular line or this particular addressing may be considered as apostrophe. The sun is an inanimate object. He cannot respond. It cannot respond. But the speaker is trying to speak to that particular sun. Okay, number two, little flower, why are you smiling? Here also the flower is an inanimate object. The flower cannot speak, but the narrator is trying to speak, trying to say something to that particular little flower. Number three, and in little town, thy streets forevermore will silent be. This is a line from Ode on a Grecian Urn by John Keats. Here, the speaker addresses to the little town. The little town is an inanimate object, okay, which cannot respond to the address of that particular uh, speaker. Number four, O wild west wind, thou breath of autumn's being. This line is from Ode to the West Wind by Percy Bysshe Shelley. Shelley is addressing to the west wind. This is an inanimate object. Number five, O liberty, my spirit felt thee there. This line is from Saint Coleridge's, Saint Thomas Coleridge's France an Ode. From that particular poem, this line is taken. Here, the speaker addresses to an abstract idea, liberty. Okay, so this is an example of apostrophe. Number six, Milton, thou shouldst be living at this hour. Okay, in this poem, London 1802, Wordsworth addresses Milton. Milton is absent at that particular time, at that particular moment. Okay, so I have already told you that that particular object or that particular inanimate thing may be a dead person as well, may be an absent person as well. So this is an example of this kind. I think you have understood what apostrophe is. It is very easy but very important from an examination point of view. Sometimes the examinations will ask you to identify whether it is apostrophe or anaphora or something else. Okay. Next one, anaphora. What is anaphora? First of all, I have given the etymology of anaphora. Etymology means the origin of anaphora. Ana plus pherein. Okay, ana comes from the Greek word. It's a Greek word, and it means up, and pherein means to bear. Okay, try to just remember. It is not so important from the examination point of view, but you have to remember. Okay, sometimes if the question is for to describe, then you have to write these things as well, so that your answer can be prolonged. Okay, the another term for anaphora is Epinophora. Try to remember that also. Now, understand that repetition of one or more words or phrases at the beginning of successive lines or phrases. Repetition. I forgot to cut the T here in repetition. Uh, Try to manage with that. A repetition of one or more words or phrases at the beginning of successive lines or clauses, particularly in poetry. It is basically used in poetry to create the sonic effect. Sonic effect means sound effect. Such repetition creates a musical effect. Okay, sonic effect, and produces a sense of unity to the whole statement. Okay, what is the use of this then? Anaphora is used to create a musical effect and to produce a sense of unity to the whole statement. Okay. Now coming to the examples. Poetic examples I'm taking. Number one, what man or gods are there? What maiden sloth? What mad pursuit? Now see, in each sentence, in each and every sentence, the first word is what. The what is repeated again and again. Okay, in the beginning of the sentences. These three lines are from Ode on a Grecian Urn by John Keats, and such kind of repetition of the phrase, of the words in the beginning of the sentences in a poem is known as anaphora. I think you have got the meaning. Now see the another examples that I have given. Number two, the eyes was here, the eyes was there, the eyes was everywhere. It is creating a musical effect. It is from the rhyme of the ancient mariner by Coleridge. Here you can see the eyes was, the eyes was, the eyes was repeated again and again for three times in three phrases. I already told you it may be the phrase also, it may be the sentence also. Okay, the beginning of that particular phrase or that particular sentence will be same. The eyes was, the eyes was. Number three, I love thee freely as man strive for right. I love thee freely, I love thee purely as thy turn from praise. I love thee which the passion put to use in my own griefs and with my childhood's fate. Here also you can notice I love thee is repeated in each sentences. Okay, this is from Sonnet 43. How do I love thee? Entitled How Do I Love Thee by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. So it is very easy but very important, as I already told you. Okay, try to remember the examples of anaphora, and apostrophe. Okay, this much for today. I think you have understood all these things. Thank you.